everyone, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Articulisted. As always, I'm your host, Dave Wonder, and joining me, as always, is my fearless friend of the North. That's right, it's Jolly Joe, aka the Mythic Merc, Joe Johnson. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how's it going, Dave? Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Woo! It's a good way to spend it's Friday, right? Oh my God, I don't know anymore.
It's hot up here, Dave. It's
true.
hot.
Oh, there we go. This is much better. I like this.
Ooh, this is impressive.
I like it, right? I feel fancy. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to all the COJ that have been chiming off in the chat already. We got Fortnite and Mike, Brio, our favorite time traveler. We got Phantom Crow out there, Eyeswin, Shakes the Clone, and 3M in the chat already, as well as I'm sure a few more that'll chime off here in just a moment. I just realized why our nameplates are green, because I forgot to change it from our March episode. There we go. Now we're back to that funky pink. But yes, tonight we are talking about our top 5 favorite obscure toy lines. Does that mean that we own them? No. Does that mean that we want to own them? More than likely. Does it mean that we necessarily know what the hell we're talking about? Definitely not. But oh shit, hey Brian, how's it going? Pendrick Dave helping us start and end the week on the high notes. Hell yeah, trying at least. Oh, I'm supposed to be at Asteroid City, damn it. What'd you do, Shakes? You know what? We have all the charisma of all the Wes Anderson actors in one. Watch. Nailed it. It's officially more. Yeah, wait, we have to look pensive. All right, cool.
Good.
Scene. All right.
I need to breathe very deeply for a very long time.
And I was gonna say cue the Bowie, but that's a Tarantino movie. Anyways. So does this apply to vintage toy lines or modern? We're going the whole gambit, really. But I believe most of ours would technically be, well, yeah, I think all of them are technically vintage. I think the latest one in both our lists is maybe early 2000s / late 90s.
Yeah.
But yes. What defines a line? I.e., a line only produced one toy, or is it a line or one of? We're kind of going off like whole toy lines. So you know what? I'm going to, for example, I know Joe and I already talked about this. We are talking about our number 5s, which is, we are sharing mutually. And for that, we're going with a line that has been brought up quite a bit on this channel as of late, but it's M.A.S.H. Ooh. So Joe's got some on card, dude.
He's kind of on card.
So this was kind of what we were going with. This is a line of toys that's based on a dramedy from the 80s. I believe these figures were 81, 82. And you know, it's something that, again, it's a show that you wouldn't necessarily go, yeah, I want toys of that, because the target market was not kids for it. And the funny thing is, they made a bevy of products. I mean, they had, so this was all of the 3 3/4 inch figures that they made, which was of the core crew. They also did technically 12-inch figures, which this cracked me up because this is the Hot Lips Houlihan figure, and her arm is just chilling out at the bottom there, which is a little.
I haven't even seen these, Dave. I haven't even seen these 12-inch figures.
Oh yeah, so there's Hot Lips and there is Hawkeye, and considering the likeness that they have on these, yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with the big figs, because they look nothing like the actual existing figures. I forgot that you had Colonel Potter, so here's a minty looking Hawkeye Pierce, with all of the accoutrement and whatnot, and also that sweet Toys R Us tag up there too.
Yeah, and I know we've mentioned these in the toy line, but they are really obscure. This is a hard to find. You can find them every once in a while for a little bit of money, but it's hard to find all these figures in good shape.
And Mike, yes, Klinger is wearing COJ pink, which is why I need to find him. He's the only one that I'm missing of the figures now.
the hunt is on, but the price of that figure is
Dude, it's up there. And the funny thing is so if you look in the line, you got Hawkeye, BJ, Hot Lips Houlihan, Winchester, Father Mulcahy, Colonel Potter, and 2 clingers. The one notable person missing, I would argue, and granted he was already gone by that time, but Radar O'Reilly. So there's a guy on Etsy that's making these, and you can buy the raw prints or you can buy painted. I bought raw so that I could paint it up. I painted this up last Tuesday, so that I have a Radar to go with my crew. But they have all of like the season 1 and 2 cast.
No Frank Burns though.
Nope, they didn't make Frank Burns. On the dude from Etsy does have Frank Burns, Henry Blake, and Trapper John. Oh, and Sidney Freeman.
Yeah.
So those are the couple that they have on there. So yes, Walter Radar O'Reilly. Also, what up, Toy Geekosaurus? How's it going?
Needs to make a Colonel Flag.
There might be a Colonel Flag too. I don't know. He had a bunch of them, and some of them go in and out of stock. So
I gotta check that out.
I sent you the link. But that was our number 5. We wanted to start off with some kind of mutual ground, just because this idea for this stream tonight came about because I went, Joe, have you seen these M.A.S.H figures? And we just got to reminiscing about growing up with it. And yeah, you need a Larry Hama figure. He was indeed on it in an episode. It's very true. So is John Ritter. Fun fact. But yeah, it's so that's kind of where we're going tonight. We're doing some weird deep dives into some weird obscure toy lines that time has forgotten. Granted, I will admit some of the list, so some of my list is stuff that I talk about pretty regularly because it's the weird shit that I really, really like, but that's okay. But I do want to hop to number 4, and for number 4, I'm going to start with Joe. So Joe, no, you're there.
Which way am I looking? Okay. Wait, if I look this way,
into my eyes.
Okay, see, if I look
over
this
there
way,
because that's where they get what.
If I look this way, I'm talking to you. If I look this way, I'm talking with.
Damn it!
So close.
Don't tell Jamie. Okay, so Joe, we're gonna start with your number 4.
Okay,
what you got, man?
Number 4 is it's a thing that I didn't think I needed until probably. I saw it for the first time probably 6 months ago.
Oh.
And I've been collecting, I collect books. I collect a lot of vintage books and stuff. And so I started collecting Goosebumps books when I found them at estate sales. When I found like those things, I was like, maybe my kid will want to read them. I always thought Goosebumps was kind of ridiculous. And then I found the Goosebumps monster bags. And I got a sickness for slime bags that you pull toys out of. And so that became like a thing that I started hunting for, because I knew there was some Goosebumps things, but I always thought like I think it was Burger King or something did Goosebumps stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't know they actually did these toys. And that dummy, I love the
Slappy,
the dummy. And that's one of those things. You take them out and I found parts of them. Around sales, I found parts of them. I can never find a complete figure. And then I started looking them up on eBay, and I said, I'm probably not going to buy a complete figure anytime soon until I can justify it. But
their Goosebumps is coming back too. I mean, Goosebumps has had like 2 or 3 kind of revivals as far as popularity. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you talk about things coming back, we watched that Pick It Up, the ska.
Yeah, buddy.
Ska documentary, and I was thinking, oh no, it's been almost that amount of time, the nostalgia is going to come back.
There we go. Looks like I need a Hawkeye. Damn, I didn't know those existed.
There you go.
Right?
You're into the filth with us now. Well, but yeah, that's my number 4. I'm going to stick with the that line that I didn't know existed until about a while ago. Now I never checked to see if they existed, but I do consider them very obscure because I think I could only find one on the internet to buy.
So my number 4 is something I actually owned one as a kid, and I always kind of dubbed it my guilty gift because this was when my brother was like, we could cut the tape on the wrapping paper and see what we're getting for Christmas early. I was like, yes. Except I'm the younger brother and I did not have the finesse. And even with a paring knife, I was like, ha! Like just completely sliced and diced I got caught. I got in trouble. Anyways, it was arguably the I don't want to call it a ripoff of a line, but it was. The name of the line was Keyforce. And
Yes.
Keyforce were these basic transforming cars that you put a key in the back and it would like open up and pop out weapons and stuff like that. And I loved it. These are actually all picks from JCD and Hobby down in Iowa. They actually have this very car up on eBay right now, which I was sorely tempted to get because mine.
Those are very cool.
Yeah, mine was pretty smashed up after years and years of play because that was the cop car that we had. So it was like, uh-oh, bad guys are breaking into the bank. Oh no, the cops got, got in the way. Oh no, so it always got squashed. But like this is another example, rocket shot sports car, which might look a little familiar if you look at some of these markings.
Oh yeah.
It's a giant freaking mask vehicle, essentially.
Right.
Like
it needs the hood to flip around to make the boat top, and you got it right there.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that was the thing. Like, was it unique? Was it something fanciful? Not really. It was another transforming car gimmick. But the funniest thing about the whole damn thing is, where's the image? I know I got it somewhere on here. Oh, yeah, right there. Up in the corner. It was a Hot Wheels product.
Really?
Yeah. This was an official Hot Wheels car. And they had I want to say 6 or 7 of them. And on top of that, if you remember, McDonald's used to do like the like Christmas toys where it would be like, oh, these are like the top 5 hottest like items or whatever that they did a couple years in a row. Keyforce was one of them. One year, I believe it was 1992. It's a little red car with a silver key on the top.
Now I think I have one of those somewhere in my big collections of stupid McDonald's toys.
There you go. A subset of Hot Wheels. I had the red car. There we go. Winner Star New.
Did you put your own decals on that?
Yo, yeah, you did.
Oh,
and
no.
that taught me to be a psycho about that because there's a lot of stickers on this. And like that, I remember because that was, I think it was 92. It was either Christmas it was Christmas 92 because I remember we were at home and the thing is I asked Beard if he could help me and he said, no, you can do it. And so I had to put my stickers on myself and I was like 5. So I was like, uh-oh.
Little Dave with like some jeweler's glasses, his mom's tweezers.
Yeah, it was bad. Yep, definitely had the McDonald's one. Yeah, and like I don't know what happened to it in the end, but again, pretty much all of them had the gimmick of the sides dropped down. And there was like missiles, like that popped up the top.
But yeah, their obscurity really comes in with how easy those things were to break.
Yeah, it was a bunch of cheap hinges. Yeah, but I loved them. Again, so Keyforce is where my number 4 comes in. But now we shall shout with glee. Joe, what's your number 3?
Okay, number 3. By the way, Dave, are you getting a little electric storm out where you are?
A little bit. Why?
Oh, you keep on kind of.
Do I keep glitching? Oh, no.
A little bit. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't have a monologue prepared to entertain these. Actually, I could do one.
Yo, Deku.
So my number 3 is only a section of Eagle Force. Now, Eagle Force, the Mego attempt at G.I. Joe kind of thing, but they were smaller than G.I. Joes. But they had a really cool set of vehicles, like so the Eagle Force had those vehicles. Now they didn't quite fit a GI Joe, but they were very cool. Now, as I recall, they were also motorized. There was 5 of them, and they were motorized, and they were just like Power Wheels. So they just, one direction. They didn't do anything really interesting, but they were a very cool idea, and you could kind of jam your GI Joes in there to make it like your GI Joes were driving.
I mean, you could shove your GI Joes pretty much anywhere because they were usually small enough, or you'd break them.
But that's they're really hard to find. Now, I didn't even know that until like this week when I was like looking for some pictures, and they're making a new line of the figures.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Eagle Force, they're making a 4-inch line of the Eagle Force figures.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. Those are up on BBTS.
Yeah, I just saw that not too long ago.
Yeah.
I was kind of amazed that they'd be going back to that, but now I can't remember. But of course, they're not made of metal.
Like one thing that when I was trying to make my list, I was surprised there were so many toy lines that I was like, oh man, like Sectars is a really good one, and then I'm like, oh, Sectars had some 3 3/4-inch ones that came out via Kickstarter. Bravestar, Ramen Toys is doing them now. Just like you were talking about Eagle Force, same thing where it's like, what? Like there's so many of these toy lines that had faded into obscurity and now are kind of coming back. Oh, Stupid Sandwich, I bet those Eagle Force figures pair well with the Dino Riders or Cadillacs and Dinosaur figures. Very, very much so. If that was 1/12 scale, I would give up my Dave coin for it. No, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see a lot of this stuff kind of coming back into rotation.
I was surprised when Barnyard Commandos came back. I was surprised by that.
Dude, yeah, Knotzell made some beefy, chunky new boys. We have them at the shop, and they are remarkable. I mean, I think the funny thing is there's so many of these lines that are coming back around that were kind of, I don't want to say cheap toys, like cheaply made toys, but like you look at Barnyard Commandos and you could pick them up and throw them around and have fun with them. These new ones that are out are bricks of plastic. Yeah. You're like, this could kill someone. Like if mishandled, like it could go south real quick. But no. So do you have anything else for your number 4? I don't want to. Or your number?
No. I think that was the summation of my number 3.
Right on. So my number 3 is actually something that I know I've mentioned in passing on the channel a few times in the past, just a couple, and might have also made a mini comic / zine about the entire history of the toy line that's coming out very soon. Stay tuned to my social medias.
Was it poorly Xeroxed?
Oh, you bet your ass. No. But it is none other than my favorite armored little bastards. It's the Snaliens. I will die on this hill. I love Snaliens. I actually the shitty thing is I was trying to remember where the hell I had put them because I've been cleaning in the studio. They are back in my light box right now from when I photographed them all, and I can't run and grab them right now because there's a bunch of shit in the way. But I love me some Snaliens. Here we have good old Lincoln with Charger, his assistant. Each figure came packed to the gills with accessories, trading cards, a comic, an instruction manual, and 2 projectiles to shoot at your friends and the enemies. There was a wild array of characters. They were kind of cheap hunks of junk that I remember I got mine at the North Branch KB Toys toy outlet. Just look at them. Ready, load, fire. Like 2-way turbo flex action. Yeah, man, like the whole gimmick of the toy was look at this cool toy that you have, and it has clip-on armor. What's the goal of it? Fling chunks of plastic at it with a freaking really tough chunk of rubber. Like it was so much fun, and like the weird thing is my nostalgia for it is because of the one I had Lincoln growing up with Charger, but I never had a bad guy, so I would just like fling these projectiles at other characters, and Snaliens ruled all. Yeah, so my number 3 goes to them good old Snaliens.
That's the best name for a toy line. Like, what the hell?
Dude, it's so good. Also, I do want to give a really quick shout out to the Toy Box 1138. It's a Blogspot account that I follow and have followed for a while, but they did a fantastic job with a lot of these images that I will be using coming up here in my upcoming calls. But yeah, so that was my number 3. So we got Snaliens and Eagle Force. Number 4 was Keyforce and Goosebumps. And number 5 was that good old M.A.S.H. So I can't believe we're fucking cooking through these, and that's
we can talk. We go through this. We can talk about other things.
Oh yeah. So without further ado, Joe.
Yes.
What's your number 2?
It is, as a fan of dinosaurs and a fan of aliens, it is the impossible to get a hold of Dino-Saucers line.
Boop. Look at them. Ah! I love
that. The what was it? The story was what Galoob was supposed to make these in like 86, 87.
Something
and
like
they had the one season of 15 episodes. I'm not sure how long it was.
It wasn't even 15. I think it was like 12.
Yeah, it was not a great cartoon, of course, but you can't. These things, these are beautiful. I mean, they look like Pokemon on steroids. Dude, they're so gorgeous.
The coolest thing is now Boss Fight Studios is doing Saurozoic Warriors.
Oh my God, what?
And dude.
Why do you show me these things?
Oh, because I love you.
Dude, okay. You like drop that on me.
BBTS got in on it and are doing an exclusive line of these stealth-looking guys, the Night Strike. So there's 2 of these up right now too, and like, I mean, you cannot argue that these guys are not friggin' cousins toy-wise.
Yeah, they absolutely have to be. And what was that? That was the Glassite Studios in Brazil who ended up making them because the show went over to Brazil in 89, and people were like, "Oh, it's really good." And so, of course, it's an international thing. So it's not like it was an international sensation, and you can't find these things easily in the United States. And I have never seen one in the wild, ever.
I have seen 2, and they were at Kane County Toy Show my first year, and I saw them on the first pass, and I was like, holy shit, I think those are Dino-Saucers. And I was like, I want to go back and look at those and like take a picture, and they were gone. Someone bought them in the course of like 20 minutes. They are like, they are such a product of their time, and I love the colors and just the goofiness, because like you look at all of those characters and there's not a single damn one that's like, that is a heroic son of a gun. Like, all of them look like your chubbly uncle, Tyler, that hangs out in the rocker and is like, yep, all right, kids, let's go save the day. Like,
it's like they could have given me a Terrible Thunder Lizards like a toy line. That would have been pretty awesome.
They all hung out at the same tar pits.
But that has to stick at my number 2 because I think my number 1 is just really weird, but I need to have all of them.
What? Dino-Saucers had 65 episodes?
What?
No way.
Well, I got a rabbit hole to crawl down.
What? I thought
it was you. Like,
I wonder if it was ones that aired in the U.S. and then ones that aired abroad, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. September 14th. Wow, 65 episodes. No kidding. Holy crap. That's wild.
Now I gotta go and watch all these horrible episodes of Dino-Saucers.
Ooh. Dino Riders. Oh, Dino Riders was a single season. I think that's where I had it flipped around. It's all the same. God dang. That's impressive. Oh shit. Okay, now I got to.
Today at a garage sale too. Today, by the way, at a garage sale, I thought I found a Dino-Saucer. I thought I did. From a distance, I saw this baby blue dinosaur that was like, I don't recognize that thing. And I got close to it and I was getting closer and I was like, it's a Dino-Saucer. Oh, it might be a Dino Rider. Like I didn't know what it was exactly.
Yeah.
And I got up to it and it was like some kid's toy. And it was just, I
Oh.
knocked it over and it burnt their garage down. And I was so mad.
I told you to stop burning shit down.
I can't help it when people disappoint me, Dave.
Fair enough. So, my number 2 goes to a toy line that I only have a few of, and my son has stolen all 3 of them because, admittedly, they're badass toys. And keeping with that wondrous theme of the 90s where everything had to be force. So you had Keyforce, you had X-Force. Well, coming up to my number 2 is Monster Force.
Yeah.
I love this toy line. Again, shout out to the Toy Box 1138. Mitch has tossed the link in the chat too. This dude does a fantastic job of documenting these. They were just, you had your classic monsters and then you had your kind of monster hunters. Just really, really, really cool looking figures. You had Frankenstein's monster. You had the creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, the Wolfman, and then you had, as it says here, the martial arts expert. Let's see, what are the other ones? The powerhouse marksman, and of course, the intrepid leader of Monster Force. These were figures that just, they were simple. Like they were Playmates toys. They had the same articulation scheme as Wildcats. Like there was nothing particularly crazy about it. Like they had a cartoon even. What? We were only doing 5 lines. Witchblade and Wetworks is far down the obscure list, and I wouldn't even call them obscure because they were pretty popular. But Monster Force was just, again, one of those toy lines that just hit just the right note, where it was like you could just get the monsters, and the monsters could play with your Ninja Turtles or your Wildcats figures, or if you want to, you could have the monsters fight another runner up for me in the SWAT Cats. I'm pulling an Ethan here. I'm sneaking in other toy lines. SWAT Cats definitely came out of obscurity because of the rareness of these figures now. But yeah, I don't know. Like Monster Force just, it was a toy line that came and went, and I feel like did not get its due because it just had really cool figures, like that were really well made and were, I don't know, they just kind of flew under the radar. So yeah, my number 2 is Monster Force.
And from now on, every time somebody asks me, I'm just going to tell them I am martial arts expert.
Right? You are the martial arts expert.
What kind of martial art? I say martial arts expert. And then I'll tell oh man, why can't I remember his name? The guy who owns Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, we all have to get band together and challenge him to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Because apparently he takes all comers, baby.
Oh boy. We're going to own Facebook, Joe.
It'd suck to get beat up by Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, it would.
Like he'd be up on your back like a Hoist Gracie, like clinch.
Oh, it'd be bad. But when all is said and done, Joe, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is stupid. I didn't realize how much I needed almost all of them and probably all of them.
Uh-oh.
It is the Product People vinyl toy line. You cannot tell me. You can't tell me for a second you don't want all of those, but especially Charlie Tuna.
Dude, Charlie Tuna looks baked out of his gourd.
I want him so bad. Like these are so hard to find. They're so hard to find. And ironically, the only one we didn't know what it was is the only one I found anywhere ever in my life, and I passed it up, was that Henry toy from Animal Fair.
Would you have to explain what Henry is?
Henry is a bizarre story because Dave and I didn't know what they are. We knew who Snap Crackle Pop are. We knew the Tricks Rabbit. We knew all of the monster
Every single
series.
one of them.
But Henry, for two people who are in Minnesota and know quite a bit about toys, especially toy lines from Minnesota, Henry is from a stuffed animal line a guy in Chanhassen made in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. George, what was his name? George Grooms.
Yeah.
And there is that he made stuffed animals, and the stuffed animals themselves are incredibly rare and they really hold a good value right now. If you can find the ones that say by George Chanhassen, by George Chanhassen. Oh, hey, that's fancy talk. That's something you say on a train when you're going through the darkest shades of a continent. What'd you say about Charlie Tuna? I missed that.
Oh, Charlie Tuna is rocking those Snoop Dogg shades.
He is just cooked. Who
was it? Mixie said something there. Who ordered the baked tuna?
No, but that Henry is such a cool story because there's even a theory that Charles Schultz ripped off Henry's look for Snoopy.
Yeah. Which it's all Minnesota, so who knows? Yeah. As you can see up there, Product People Inc. P.O. Box 1430, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I will find a way. I will hunt them down. I especially need Charlie Tuna, and I need Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and Frankenberry. I need them.
I love it. When you sent this image to me, I went, "Holy shit!" Like those were so rad.
Yeah, but find them. That's the hard part is find them.
That's fair. So I have this number one. I've actually again talked about this line probably more than it's been talked about in decades. But my number one obscure toy line, because even when I talk about it on here, even when Mitch provides a bunch of copious reference, people still go, huh? And that is one of my favorite toy lines. My favorite obscure toy line. Just one. It's in my top favorite lines in general. Zap Power Force. The most ridiculous port from overseas. They're 8-inch figures with die-cast joints and cool-ass construction. The freaking product was originally from Toho. Like, this is cool. This is everything Super Sentai. This has parts of Transformers. This has all that rolled into one goofy ass action figure line. And it's something that whenever I would bring it up, like people were just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And I'm like, but yes, Zap Power Force. This line just holds such a weird place in my heart. And I've now obtained all 5 of the original line. And I've also gotten the vac metal weird variations that they did later on. But I need to make them a little bit. Yeah, Mitch Falcon understands. Darn right. Come on, Darth. I wouldn't. Dave's number one obscure line. The guy's gonna be like, "You guys ever heard of Ninja Turtles?" But to throw it out there, there were a lot of contenders for this spot. Because this is badass. I love Zap Power Force, but again, brought it up earlier. Those darn SWAT cats. The line that almost took it though, and I was gonna bring it up, but I feel like because originally they were part of a public safety program, they were pretty well known, and it was the Crash Dummies.
Yeah, no wonder they're obscure.
Yeah, but again, it was that thing all over the place. Zap Power Force just hits that number one spot for me because it holds a special place in my heart. I love Crash Dummies, but again, I feel like this line was pretty well known and almost infamous because of their action feature of exploding. Oh, hey, Beard. My brother just popped in. Hello. Thank you for coming over tonight, by the way. So there was also Hot Wheels releases of Crash Dummies. There were, Mitch. They were not that good. Granted, these ones fall apart at the drop of a hat, which I'm not going to do because I will lose parts of spin and I will be sad.
I have toy bins just full of small parts of those.
Yeah.
Like they have them. Like I'll be going through toy bins. They'll be like dummy arm, dummy leg, but of different characters.
I want to go through that. I love Crash Dummies, and like I've slowly built my collection. Like I got the Crash car a couple of months ago. I have Slick and Spin and Hubcat and Bumper, which again, the fact. Oh, look at the doggy. Oh no. That's the doggy's action feature. Same thing with Hubcat, who literally has a tire tread across her back. It's like, oh no. But yeah, I don't know. I when Joe and I were talking about this, we were having so much fun because we were going through all kinds of different toy lines and just kind of spitting them at one another. And then it came to the part where we were just like, all right, let's I can run with this. The cat has a tire mark, indeed. Robotics, I do remember. Crash Dummies, Pets, and Babies were the weirdest. Yeah, they had a baby. Oh, now I can't remember the baby's name. What was it? It was like Bumper. I don't remember now. But like, yeah, it was not a. It was one of those lines that you look back on and go, what? Hold on. Crash Dummies Baby. Spare Tire, maybe? No, Spare Tire was the little fat one.
Baby, you thought the baby was
Skid the Kid. Crash Dummies were awesome. Had the blue car and a few figures. Hell yeah. James Bond Jr. is another one that like we can list stuff left and right. There were so many just crazy lines.
I kind of had to vet my list because I was making the list and I was like vetting it by like what I could find online. And I could find quite a few James Bond Juniors that you could buy. And that was like thinking Power Lords. Maybe I'll do Power Lords, but they're all over the place and they're not that expensive.
Well, now it's like that was the same thing with like Monster Force. Big Bad Toy Store has Operation Monster Force that's up right now. It doesn't have any connection to my understanding. But I was like, oh man, like that's really cool. But I don't see as many of those Monster Force figures pop up as readily. Ooh, 3M throws out Stone Protectors, also a fantastic line. But I think because Stone Protectors were trolls, like superhero trolls, kind of.
I'm looking for my Stone Protectors right now.
They're around. Gotcha, great. Oh, Three Horsemen did Power Lords? I did not realize that. I forgot about that entirely.
They're cool fucking figures.
Ooh, Johnny Quest and Battletech. Hell yeah. Oh my goodness. You know when a memory sparks and you just kind of go, what was that line? Hold on. I want to say it was called Junkyard Warriors or something like that.
See, this is where it gets horrible. You have to.
Let's see.
I have a Battletech thing that I'm trying to see if I can find the.
Oh, this was not them. Damn it. That's okay. Oh, it was a Glyos line. I did not know that. That's cool. Was it Captain Power that reacted with the TV episodes? Yes. Captain Power is wacky. Oh, Junkyard. So, okay. Oh, it was not Junkyard Warrior toys, but those are another really cool action figure line. Son of a gun. I did not need to know that that was a thing. Darn it. My Big Lots has a wall of Warriors of Virtue as a kid. Oh, man. Warriors of Virtue and the Mystic Knights of Tir Nanog was another toy line that, like, really cool figures. Nobody gave a shit about them, though.
Oh, I tell you, I almost put Bible Man on this list just for fun.
Oh, Bible Man. The weird thing is, I remember Bible Man from Tomart's Action Figure Digest more than anything. Like, I just remember that it had an ad in it, and then it was up for order in like two of the the big distributors that had the big spreads in that magazine.
I just know that apparently Bible Man is played by the guy who used to be like Charles and like Scott Baio's buddy from Charles in Charge.
Really?
I believe so. It's either that or Boner from Growing Pains. I can never remember.
Max Steel. Willie Ames, says Mitch. There you go.
Willie Ames, that's it.
Rodents of Virtue? No, Warriors of Virtue. Does anyone else remember Battle Bases toy line that had interactive fortresses? I don't remember Battle Bases. I remember War Worlds. I think it was. Or War Planets. War Planets was the one that I was thinking of. Those were cool.
I bought a bunch of Mighty Max and War Planets at a sale years ago, and I still have some of the War Planets, I think, in my garage. I sold them. I sold the Mighty Max to another toy dealer.
Oh, I was gonna say Kershak. Kershak's usually the guy who scoops all those.
No, I just was looking at this daunting box of Mighty Max, and I was like,
Shogun Warriors.
Here, you take this from me. Like,
yeah. You deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's some of those lines that like they will live on in random memories, and that's kind of half funny. War Planets was also known as Shadow Raiders. Oh, okay. War Planets was one of those that I had a couple friends who were super into them for that like year and a half they were around. And like when the HasLab Unicron came out and it had the ring and, it was this big display, all I could think of was War Planets because a couple of my buddies had those stacked up every which way. Mattel's Computer Warriors, another fantastically weird line. It's like, look, they're tiny people that live in your computer. Here's some micro play sets of a can of Pepsi that turns into a base. It's like,
did I show you? My son found one of those cans of Pepsi at a garage sale for like $1 not too long ago. He's like, Dad, look at this. And he opens it up. I'm like, buy it now.
Ooh, Jason the Wheeled Warriors. I mean, there is so many lines. Oh man, Earthworm Jim, another solid line. Again, Playmates. Never had any toys, but I love the Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go cartoon. I will never stop dreaming of someone making me a revival toy line. That'd be pretty damn cool. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. That was one of those lines that I remember trying to explain that I wanted a figure from that for my birthday. And my dad was like, you're fucking with me. Like that is not a real thing. You're making that up. And I'm like, I'm not making it up. It's a thing. It has a cartoon show. Like, just look, it's a thing. Believe me.
I'm looking for that Pepsi can right now. I'll be right back.
But yeah, no, I pulled out a bunch of random figures because I was like, again, there's so many, and I had a bunch of different figures that I really wanted to put out there, but those were the ones that made my cut. Oh shit, Zevos is a solid line. Hell yeah. Oh, gotcha, great. Sorry, I missed your original comment. VR Troopers, I just completed my 3 OG VR Troopers at King County. I was very happy. Did you find it, Joe?
No, I couldn't, but I did forget to show you this last time you were here.
Uh-oh. Ooh, that's nice.
That was another. My kid goes to these garage sales and he's like, that
Thurman.
I'm like, you can't clean your room, you can't see the mess on your floor, but you can see that thing from 500 yards away through a bush.
Nice
power to have.
Well, I was like, he's a little bloodhound. How about when the Marvel Overpower card game got a toy line? See, but the Overpower figures were just repaint Toy Biz figures. I mean, they were all Toy Biz figures. They were just a line because I have that Scarlet Spider. It's a great one. Perfect for turtle soup. You're a monster, Mike. I think we're going to end on that fantastic note. You monster. I'm just kidding. You're not a monster. Every single one of you has been awesome tonight. Real quick, I do want to ask the COJ in the chat, like, I want you guys to let us know what you want to see on these lists and who you want to see on these lists, because Joe and I want to start bringing some more folks on and having these conversations a little bit more regularly. Yeah, I don't know. but it's always a lot of fun, and it's always one of those things that we want to keep the conversation rolling. So there was one in 2007 before the Kmart's closed. Juggin Fighters? I don't remember that one. What up, Joey? I don't remember that line. But yeah, Smunkin, you are not a monster. You might be a little monster. That's okay. But yeah, Joe and I got a running list of topics, and if you want to see us count down something,
weird, man.
What?
Those Jaggin Fighters are weird.
Oh, I'll have to look them up now.
Colorful.
Displaying model behavior for international toilets. All right. A masked rider. Hell yeah. Mythic Merc.
Mythic Perk is my coffee shop.
Oh.
That'd be funny. It'd be ironic.
What the hell? All right. Mitch, do that voodoo. You do so good.
Mitch, you're amazing.
On that odd note, we're actually going to sign off. So as always, to the COJ, thank you much for being a part of the conversation. Thank you to Mitch for being the mod with the most. And yeah, let us know in the comments below what you want to see up on Articulisted next, who you want to see on the show, because I'll do my best to get whoever, whatever on the show, and we'll have a good old time.
Hey, Dave, before we go, are you going to be anywhere in July?
Oh, yes. July 22nd. I'll be up in Virginia, Minnesota with Joe. We'll be doing up a show up there. It's going to be hella fun. I'll be posting it all up on social media coming up here in a week or two. So make sure if you're in the Northland area of Minnesota, swing on up. It'll be a good old time.
It'd be great to see anything happening up in this area that's not just tourism related.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But as always, you can find me right here on the Dave Wonder channels, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This week, we had a special Friday stream for Articulisted. Thank you so much for Joke for coming on. And then coming around.
Is this the right way?
Right? You nailed it. And then coming up on Sunday, there will be a very special episode of Turtle Talk that hopefully will involve some unboxing of the brand new TMNT Mutant Mayhem figures. So check that out.
Hold on.
Oh, God. I scared him away.
Did you get yours yet, Dave? Because I just got mine.
Ooh, Graham actually has mine because he ordered it up to save on shipping. So hopefully I will have it in hand on Sunday. So, yeah, Mitch, Joe, where can people find you? What you got coming up?
Well, the only thing I really got coming up is, well, you can find me on Instagram, of course, at mythic_Merc. And we will be there on July 22nd with you selling toys, and hopefully millions of fans of toys and comics come flooding into Virginia, Minnesota, and buy everything we own and destroy the power grid.
I'm down. All right. You can find me, like I said, right here on the channel, all that fun stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun rigmarole. But you can find me on Twitter at Dave Wheeler. You can find me on Instagram at the Dave Wheeler. You can find me over on Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Wonder. You can also go check out a fun charity campaign that I've been working with, extra-life.org/participant/Dave Wonder. That link is in the video description below as well. It is raising money to help fight cancer, or basically it raises money to help do research for fighting cancer in kids. I can't speak, apparently. It happens once in a while. But yeah, check out all the links in the video description below. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, be back here on Sunday for Turtle Talk. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, COJ. Thank you, Mitch. And yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Minnesota. Good night.